Today, let us talk about the physical symptoms of burnout. Now, why is it important for you to know about this? Well, a few things. First off, not a lot of people know that they are actually in this state. And when we are in this state, it is so difficult to take action and it really compromises our health. And so, if health is very important to you, if your mental health, if your physical health and emotional health is really important to you, and you want to be able to sustain your business for the long term, then this is a very, very important video to watch. Now, this is not about being victims about burning out. It is about awareness, because once you're aware of it, then you have the opportunity to change it, right? And so one of the biggest things, especially for high achievers, is that we tend to be go go go, right? We find a lot of pleasure and meaning about on Fritz, right? We love to work. We love to make an impact. We love helping people. And sometimes we can do that to the extent of sacrificing our own needs and our own health. And you've probably realized this in the past. You've realized this to be your pattern, and you want to start changing that, right? But right now, if you're feeling very exhausted and tired, and you're doing all the things right, you're doing things right, you are meditating, you are doing the personal development, maybe self-hypnosis, maybe you have also um, gotten a lot of rest, maybe you're prioritizing rest already and you are sleeping, but still there's this overwhelming feeling of fatigue and exhaustion, and you're just always fucking tired no matter what day, no matter what you do, then you definitely need to listen up, because those symptoms are mapped towards the dorsal vagal parasympathetic nervous system state. And that's fancy term meaning that your nervous system has gone to a place, or has defaulted into a place of shutting down, because it perceives that it can no longer meet the demands in front of you. I'm going to let that sink in. Okay. Your nervous system has perceived that it can no longer meet the demands in front of you. So this looks like you're just exhausted all the time, right? And it's some things, like the things that used to be easy and natural for you are no longer easy. Like it's so fruitful. Like maybe you are someone who loved to have physical activity, right? Like maybe there was a physical activity that you really liked. And when you think about doing it now, like it just feels so damn heavy that you can't do it anymore. So that would be an example of it. Just things that used to give you pleasure no longer give you pleasure. Apart from the exhaustion, it just feels like you're carrying a heavy weight, like your posture just naturally wants to do this, like what I'm doing now, like really like hypnotically hunched over. There are a lot of feelings of shame as well, and not wanting to put yourself up there in the world. You don't want to show your face, you just want to run and hide in your little cocoon. And also the thoughts that we think are, I just don't want to be seen, it's too hard, I can't. Like the default thoughts that you think are, I can't. Okay, so those are the symptoms in terms of your thought. Your energy levels are obviously just very, very low. And sometimes you might go into a place where you do find motivation, but a lot of times you just can't find the motivation. And if you do find that little bit of motivation, and that spark of wanting to continue, physically, you're unable to. It's like, I want to do this, but I can't. So really just the biggest principle here that you want to be clear of is that if you want to do something, maybe it's something that you perceive to be hard or stressful, is it does your body, not just your mind, but does your body say, nah, no go? Like you're literally being held back. You're like, no. That is one of the signs that we are in this dorsal vagal burnout type shutdown phase. This is not a bad thing. Okay, it's neither good nor bad. This is, like I said, more of an awareness of what is truly going on. And the good news is that this is temporary, right? As I mentioned earlier, it's your nervous system perceiving that you cannot handle the challenges in front of you. And so a lot of the times, and you've probably thought, you're doing all the things, right? You're meditating, you're doing, like you're doing some movements, like something like yin yoga or something like that, or the focus that you're using inside your nervous system regulation or meditation type things are about relaxing. Like you're relaxing your body because, well, does my body needs rest, right? That just makes sense. I'm burnt out, so I need more rest. Actually, that's not the case. And this is where things are really going to shift for you. I'm going to give you a scenario, right? My background is in nursing. And if I had a patient who was very like sleepy, right, can barely keep their eyes open, would it be a good idea for me to give them a narcotic designed to lower their level of consciousness? No, because I'm going to kill them, right? I'm literally going to bottom out their already bottomed level of consciousness. Think of this similarly for when you're burnt out. When you're in burnout, your nervous system is like, we're going to conserve energy. So if you're doing yin, restorative type yoga exercises, I love those things. But in burnout, actually, they're one of the worst things that you can do. Why? Because those types of exercises are meant to relax your system. Your system in burnout is overly relaxed, too relaxed. And so again, think of it as like your body has said, break, 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 break. We're going to break too much. The brake is on, plus the emergency brake is on. What the relaxation practices are, the meditations that relax your system, the progressively relaxes your body, you've just bottomed out your energy. No wonder it is difficult to come out of it. This is mind blowing. Okay. And so instead of using those practices, what you need to do is up regulate your system. That just makes sense, right? You need to take the brakes off. You need to start moving. And I know that that is very, very, very difficult, especially when you're really low energy already. But your nervous system has said at the default, we're going to break everything. We're going to put the brakes on everything. You want to start then training your nervous system to take the brake off, to start going again. This means you get to move. You get to move. And this is going to be the opposite of what the burnout specialists will say. Most burnout specialists will say to like just keep relaxing. Nuh-uh. That's why things haven't worked for you yet. You need to be up-regulating your system. So what is something, and this doesn't mean that you're going to start going and running a marathon right away, right? That's not the point. The point is to start moving, to start going again. One of the things that you can do is literally just move your body. Even if it's something like just doing range of motion exercises like this, right? Turning your head like this, going into YouTube and typing walking exercises for 10 minutes, right? Like when you have like there's so many there's so many easily available resources for you. And this is the time in your life where the decision to help yourself is what is going to help you come out of it, not from someone else, from you teaching your nervous system that you need to move again, that you need to turn up the ante again. And so, again, this can be something simple, such as like walking in place. You can just start walking in place, put a timer on for 5 minutes. If you're completely exhausted, start with 5 minutes. Do that. Walk for 5 minutes, see how you feel, and tell me if that worked or not. How did that work? And take action on it right now. What is something? Do something for 5 minutes. Set a timer for yourself and just do something. Walk in place or go on YouTube and look for a 10-minute like slow exercise where you can just, slowly start moving again. That will physically help you get out and upregulate out of that burnout, low energy state. And that's what's going to help keep you going. It is not further relaxation. That, that is just relaxation and the body meditation of relaxing everything. Just really that's you giving yourself a narcotic when you're already low. Like that just doesn't make any fucking sense, right? And so try this out. And if you do feel that low, movement can be one of the best things for you, and it can be as simple. It doesn't have to be like a really intense hit, and I wouldn't recommend that, especially at first, because that will just bottom your energy out again. It's just a type of movement that you can stick to consistently, um, every day, because you get to train yourself to start moving, right? Even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes every day for the first week and moving up from there. You need to start upregulating your system. You don't need to relax it further. You need to start driving it up. You need to start putting on that gas pedal, because that just makes sense, right? So I hope that this helped. Let me know if you have any questions at all. What was the big aha moment for you? Share it below and reinforce your learning in this, and I will see you around.